In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Michael Jordan and his mid-range shooting form. This is a shooting form that is very similar to his regular actual jump shot. However, there's a few things that he does that he changes up that you could actually do too to be able to help yourself have a better shot. Really quickly, if you want to be able to shoot the ball from further away and even better, make sure to go check out my shooting workout that is down in the description below, because by getting stronger, it's going to make it a lot easier to be able to shoot. Okay, so what are some of the things that Michael Jordan does, what you could do as well when you are shooting the ball from mid-range? And what I'm talking about is somewhere between the three-point line and the key. This area, in my opinion, is the mid-range shot. Some people will say this is a mid-range shot halfway up the key. Doesn't matter. Either way, this is essentially a mid-range shot. Some of the things that Michael Jordan does is when he attacks that spot where he needs to be able to score. So everyone in the NBA, you're going to notice they have their spots, and they want to get to those spots as much as possible. Whether it's a three-point shot from that wing or a three-point shot from this corner, every NBA player knows exactly their percentages from everywhere on the court. If this is their hotspot, they need to get here more often than they get here. So one of Michael Jordan's hotspots is right here, right at the top of the key, roughly maybe 10 to about 15 feet out. That is one of the spots that makes him magic. However, when it comes to his actual form, there's a few things that he does that not many players do. If he goes up for a one-leg shot, so a one-leg jump shot, not one of these two-leg shots that he goes up in, a one-leg jump shot, his right leg and knee are going to be up as high as possible. This is so that he can get his right side in line. That way his shoulder, elbow, and ball all create the shooting triangle so that he is able to make that shot as straight as possible. In a lot of cases, if he didn't bring his leg up, he would be having a very hard time trying to get his right side in line. And yes, he was able to make this shot, and it was a very nice shot. I guess another thing that he does as well that a lot of people don't really pay attention to is he doesn't have much palm off the ball. A lot of great shooters, including Steph Curry, will have their palm on the ball. He also has a somewhat of a hard release, where some players will go and have a nice soft release. Michael Jordan tends to have either a very hard straight release with his wrist or a completely straight wrist in general if he's in that 14-15 foot region. Now, while this is kind of like a post shot, he's still going up for a mid-range, roughly mid-range area shot, is maybe 6 or 7 feet out from the rim. And when he goes up, he takes that extra pivot to be able to get his right side in line. Again, very important. And even though he is leaning in his shot, watch what his arm actually does. His wrist and elbow are still straight up and in line with the shoulder itself. Even though his body is leaning, if we want to do this, we can actually say that's the angle of his actual arm. He is keeping that arm straight up and straight down so that he still has that straight shot. Now here, when it comes to his actual shooting form, watch what he does. His right leg and left leg is way in front of his right leg. And as a right-handed shooter, that's extremely hard to be able to shoot from. However, he turns his body around. His shoulders, hips, knees are still all pointing in the same direction. However, they started pointing off towards that right side. However, by turning his body going straight up into his shot and making sure and having the actual core strength, you have to have core strength to have a good shot, to be able to have the core strength to be able to keep everything in line pointing in the exact same direction. This is what allows Michael Jordan to be able to have a great shot. But there's still one more. That was a straight shot. It didn't go in, but it was still a great shot. What I really wanted to point out is the fact that watch right here. Watch how it rolls off his fingers. It almost starts on the palm and rolls off his fingers. That is why he gets so much spin on his shots, the backwards rotation. by having a lot of backwards rotation. If it hits the rim, it's going to hit it softer, so it has a higher chance of eventually bouncing in. And here's another clip against the Toronto Raptors back in his last few years in the NBA when he was with the Wizards. When he's going up for this shot, his shoulders, hips are pretty well squared towards the baseline. By the way, Hoffa was one of the worst draft picks the Raptors ever made. But by Jordan having his shoulders away, he needs to either turn his whole body around or that ball is going to go way to the right of that rim. So what Michael Jordan does is he turns his body in the air and kicks his right leg out. That allows his body still to be all in the same direction, slightly tilted away from the rim, but that allows him to get his shoulder, elbow, and ball in line with the rim. And this right here will always give you a straight shot as long as it all is in line. So make sure to go check out my shooting workout that is down in the description below. And of course, hit that like button and subscribe if this video has helped you become a better basketball player.